shirt.
Happy, healthy, vegan.
Guys, if you're not watching Happy Healthy Vegan, what are you doing?
You're watching us and not them. I don't know how you landed on this channel.
Honestly, thanks to Happy Healthy Vegan
Thank you.
to Mike the Vegan, who we adore. And he was just here last week for Veg Fest and we got to hang out with them. Thank you so much for giving us shout outs. We've seen our subscribership grow since Veg Fest and we'll definitely pay it forward.
Did you hurt your muscle from all the weightlifting and CrossFit?
Yeah, I couldn't walk yesterday.
Yeah, it was really hard.
I still can't
My
properly
inner thighs
sit.
were like, if I have to do one more squat, I'm likely to lash out violently. I know you're okay with squats.
I like squats. Can we please pull up a picture of our past videos and note the difference?
It's called Vegan Gains.
I'm sorry, just need to do this one more time.
You can do pull-ups now.
I can do
Full-on
pull-ups. Don't be afraid of muscle, ladies. This is sexy.
But Anna, you've been like using weights in the gym and I don't want to get bulky. Like I don't want to bulk up, you know? I just want to look toned.
There's no such thing as bulking unless you're like actually training like this one. Hey guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are
Those Annoying Vegans.
Today we are fulfilling another viewer request.
That's right. One of our subscribers asked us if we could make strawberry shortcake.
Guys, if we can make vegan ribs, we can make anything.
Now, strawberry shortcake recipes usually contain dairy and eggs. So of course we're going to veganize it.
Now, Aquafaba, it's this new thing that's trending and we thought we'd try our hand at it.
Yeah, Aquafaba is the liquid in a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whichever you prefer. But instead of dumping that liquid down the sink, why not use it to create a light and fluffy and creamy whipped topping?
And make hummus with the rest. Okay, we know it sounds gross, like bean juice, but trust us, it tastes so good. It works.
It does. And as always, this recipe is delicious, affordable, and easy to make.
So let's make it.
Let's make it.
Guys, the key to Aquafaba is beat it into submission.
All you need's just a little patience.
We promise it'll happen. I think we beat it for 10 minutes?
10 to 12 minutes,
10
I
to
think,
12
of
minutes?
high-speed whipping.
Yep.
And it starts to froth up.
Yeah.
And then it's wonderful.
The peaks are just beautiful.
We didn't use that much sugar in the cake or in the whipped topping.
It's like the perfect summery dessert.
And we've also seen other strawberry shortcake recipes where they glaze the strawberries with sugar first and then put sugar in the cake and put sugar in the whipped cream. And guess what's already in strawberries? So we decided to skip that step.
We replaced the egg with our good old friend flax egg.
If this is your first video, it is 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed and 1/2 cup of water. Omega-3 boost. Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. Check! And the cool thing about this recipe is you can choose which fruits to flavor your whipped cream with, or not at all, but we chose to split it, do half strawberry, half lemon.
And the more strawberry you add, the pinker it'll be.
Or you can just use food coloring. But that's cheating. What are you doing? So Devin O, there you go. Thank you for your suggestion. And there you have it. Vegan strawberry shortcake.
Guys, for our talking points today, we wanted to cover some specifics about the dairy industry that you might not have known about. Don't worry, there's nothing graphic in what we're going to talk about today specifically. This is just pure factual information about what it takes to run a dairy farm. Granted, this is just an overview because it takes a lot to run a dairy farm based on what we've read.
Sometimes when you present research, like we do, and put it on the internets and the YouTubes, you might get some pushback from people that are on the opposite end of veganism, which I guess would be carnism, or people that might work in the industries or have a vested interest in the industries.
And actually, the stuff we're going to talk about didn't come from pro-vegan websites.
This is coming from the dairy industry itself.
They're not hiding it.
No, I mean, they're hiding it under nice language. We are vegan, and we are going to look at it as vegans.
We're going to have a little bias, just like dairy farmers are going to be biased. Luckily, we are blessed with the supernatural powers of reading comprehension and deduction.
And you are too, so feel free to exercise that ability yourself.
You can find all of our sources, as always, in the description below.
Now, let's start at the beginning. Dairy. Whether it's cheese, whether it's milk, whether it's butter, whether it's ice cream,
Yogurt.
whatever it is cow's milk. It is, as Dr. Michael Clapper says,
baby calf growth fluid. That's what this stuff is.
Now, calves' natural average weaning age is somewhere between 6 and 10 months of age.
Months.
That's too long for the dairy industry to wait, and that's a lot of milk to waste on a baby cow. What are we doing that for?
So what happens in the dairy industry? The calf is born, and after it's had its first colostrum, usually within 24 hours, preferably within minutes of being born, because colostrum is imperative to the calf's health, it contains all the immunity that that calf is going to develop or inherit for the rest of its life. And that immunity is also very dependent on the mother's health for obvious reasons. So after they get this colostrum, they are separated from their mothers and placed in separate enclosures where they will either be fed a milk replacer or whole milk. Now, according to North Carolina State University, whether a cow is fed whole milk or milk replacer is, quote, dependent on the cost of milk replacer and the price received for milk.
Yeah, it has to be cheap. In particular, cheaper than letting the calf wean naturally, but that milk is for sale. So you don't want to eat into your profit margins. You want to feed the baby calf something that will do. The industry actually calls it early weaning. They know what they're doing. They admit it. And there are videos and classes and lectures and all sorts of stuff that teach you about early weaning. Take the baby away from the mom early. If you put a human in that scenario, just replace baby cow with baby human. We want to take the baby away from its mom as quickly as possible.
Many of us have seen what that looks like. There are videos online. It's really sad. You can tell that they're hurting.
The mother will cry out for her calf for days.
So will the calf.
Calves will generally be fed this milk replacer for 8 weeks. Again, natural average weaning period, 6 to 10 months. We've now reduced it to 8 weeks on a milk replacer, not actually the mother's milk. After 8 weeks, they will then be switched over to a calf starter mix.
Sounds like a science project.
Except you're growing a sentient baby being.
This article states calves that are weaned early eat more calf starter and cost less to raise. A good recommendation is to wean calves at 6 weeks of age instead of 8 weeks of age.
Oh yeah, bonus 2 weeks there. You get the bonus.
On the Dairy Herd Management website, calf rumen development studies at Land O'Lakes Purina Feeds Longview Research Farm have provided growing insights on dairy calf nutrition, which suggest that the development of a rumen with optimal efficiency and function can be and is influenced by early life feeding.
Isn't that weird? That Land O'Lakes and Purina might want you to get the calf off the dairy and onto the starter formula. That's convenient. Once a calf begins eating the calf starter mix, his or her rumen will begin to develop. Now, when the calf is eating up to 5 pounds a day, they are then moved to a less expensive calf grower formula. You don't want to use the baby calf growth food to grow your calf, by the way. You want to use our special formula.
By the way, these are just the females we're talking about, because the male calves, who are byproducts of the dairy industry, are a whole other thing.
It is called factory farming for a reason. These facilities are factories. They have it nailed down to dollars and cents as to what they can spend, where they can spend it, what they can feed, what they shouldn't feed. It's a factory designed to profit.
It's a machine.
They are going to maximize their production with the least amount of expense.
Survival is the key word, not health.
Long enough that you can get the milk from them and then kill them for meat, and that's fine.
And because the animals in these environments are so heavily manipulated for this purpose of maximizing profit, you're going to start coming across a lot of disease.
And because of all these diseases and these unnatural conditions, now we have to do all these unnatural things to sort of combat those diseases.
You have to disinfect the umbilical cord. Sometimes you have to force feed the calves with their colostrum via an esophageal tube, because sometimes the calf won't nurse or the mother is too stressed to nurse.
They also, of course, separate the calves from their mothers. There is electrolyte therapy, etc.
The list goes on.
And one particular disease that we might be as bold as to say that the industry encourages? Causes? Allows? That disease is rumen acidosis.
Rumen acidosis occurs in cows when they are switched from a diet that is high in fiber and low in carbs to the opposite, a diet that is high in carbs and low in fiber, as tends to happen with your corn, soy, grain feed.
AKA not grass.
So what happens then is the pH in their rumen drops to below normal levels, which increases the concentration of lactic acid, and that starts to cause a myriad of health complications. Rumen acidosis tends to be very common in lactating cows. They are switched to a milking cow formula, and they're often switched too quickly, because who has time for transition at a factory farm, right?
Granted, now these diseases could be attributed to a variety of factors and variables, but it pretty much all comes down to diet.
As with us.
Based on what we've learned in a factory farm, a calf's diet will be switched depending on its growth stage and weight, not really by age or any sort of natural progression of the fabric of space-time. This is just purely determined by human beings.
You will find that dairy farmers will say that the reason for switching their diet is to meet the cow's nutritional needs as a factor of lactation. Or, as veterinarian Gary Etzel rephrases in an article titled Acidosis, when optimizing rations for milk production, you walk up to the line of acidosis.
You get as close to it as is cost effective, and then you back it off, because once the cow gets acidosis, it's no longer cost effective.
It stops producing milk, it gets sick.
Now this is the part where dairy farmers or people associated with the dairy industry might say, "You liar! We do not want these calves to get acidosis. It is just something that happens. It just happens. It's totally normal. It just happens in cows." You know, in the same way that osteoporosis just happens in middle-aged women. We don't know why. People just get atherosclerosis, you know? It's just, can't do anything about it. All we can do now is treat it.
Well, of course it is common, but it doesn't mean it's normal. That's the antithesis of what disease means. Dis-ease, our natural state of being, is health. So when there's disease, something's wrong. And there's a significant enough percentage of cows developing rumen acidosis at dairy farms that it's actually a thing. There are hundreds of studies about it.
Bottom line is, you don't need the baby calf growth food. You don't need it.
Yeah, look at everything that goes into it. It's not natural. I mean, people say, oh, drinking milk is natural, eating beef is natural. We've brought these beings into existence and completely manipulated their development to suit our needs.
Of course. But that's because we're cavemen.
Where's your cave? Where's your cave?
As always, guys, if you like this video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't yet already, subscribe! Let us know if you like the videos that we're making. We kind of have a couple different formats at this point. Our recipe videos and then our field trip videos and our first Q&A. But let us know what you think. Talk to us down in the comments. We will talk back.
And as always, cite your sources.
They're so helpful. Subscribe to our channel and we will bring you something new every week.
Every week.
Bye!
Bye! A hug for the cows.
Hug for the cows.